Good afternoon, everyone. Today we are going to start with the fourth unit, that is Polymers, Ceramics and Composites. In this particular unit we are going to see what is the meaning of polymers, what is the meaning of ceramics and composite. Basically we will see what are the different types of those, what are the different manufacturing processes of these particular materials, and along with that we are going to see what are the different properties and what are their key applications. If you see our syllabus, in this particular syllabus you can see that fourth and fifth unit, it seems to be easy, but also it seems to be very difficult if you not attend carefully. Why I am using both the context? Because if you here in the examination you will find that the numerical or whatever the statement is there, problem statement or question statement is there, that will be discuss properties, applications of following materials. Number of materials or more, as our subject itself tells that we are going to study engineering materials. Till now we have seen the backstory of the materials, what is happening behind any material if we talk about the properties or if we talk about the application of that particular material, how to improve the properties, how to develop the microstructure, how to take the hardness value, how to test the material, everything we have seen. But now we are going into details of this particular recent material. So you will see that these materials are going to have the applications in everywhere you will find the applications. So as far as syllabus is concerned, this is the content of the syllabus. I have used both the terms. It is easy but equally it is hard as well, because if such kind of a question is there, write the properties and application of this, you may get confused. You may get confused that what are this material properties, what are this material properties, what are its applications and all that. So that's why an easy way to remember this one or understand this one is to study day-to-day basis and is to attend all the lectures, because during the lecture only I am going to tell you that what is the question and what is the answer expected for that particular question. That we are going to do in the lectures itself. So if you see the syllabus, we are going to study the polymers in terms of their classification. What are the different types of polymers, how they are classified, and then applications of them, and the polymerization techniques. Polymerization techniques you might have learned in that in chemistry as well. The polymerization techniques, what are the different manufacturing techniques of the polymers, that we are going to study. Again, once technique is there, one process is there, then quite obvious is there that we are going to study its advantages of that particular procedure or of that particular method of manufacturing. We are going to discuss about the disadvantages and also the applications. So entire 2 units are going to be deal like that only. That's why it is, if you study on regular basis or if you make the chart, the easy way to handle with these 2 units I will tell you. You just make a A3 size of chart and just try to put these materials in that properties, applications, advantages, whatever, classification, properties, applications, advantages, disadvantages, like that. Make a chart, keep it in your room and only study for 5 minutes every day. Only read that chart for 5 minutes every day. After 1 or 2 weeks you will be understand, or you will be try to understand what exactly is there, and you will try to remember that as well. Okay. So practice makes one perfect, like that. So easy way to deal with these 2 units, to do the instead of doing your handwritten notes, if you are doing that, it is very good. But the shortcut way or the easy way to understand this 2 is to prepare the A3 chart and put it in your room. Okay. रात को सो रहे हो, बेड के ऊपर लगा दो, उसको बेड के पास लगा दो, सोते सोते मोबाइल थोड़ा बाजू में रख के वो पढ़ो. And see, yesterday only I am just watching one video on reel video I was watching. Yes, only that person is telling, one student came to that particular teacher. One student came to that particular teacher and teacher उनको पूछते हैं कि क्या हुआ, आपको तो ये मैथ्स के सब्जेक्ट में पूरा आ रहा था, बट आपने एग्जाम में तो कुछ नहीं लिखा है. तो बच्चा बोलता है कि सर मुझे घर पे तो सब कुछ आ रहा था, बट ड्यूरिंग एग्जाम आई बिकेम ब्लैंक, टोटली ब्लैंक, मुझे कुछ याद नहीं आया. तो सर ने बोला ठीक है भाई, नो इशू, मैं तेरे को 3 चीजें बताता हूँ कि कैसे याद रख सकते हो. फर्स्ट थिंग, while studying the material, while studying the subject or learning the subject, learn or go in that particular role that you are teaching that subject to somebody else. आप इस तरीके से पढ़ाई करो कि आपको वो पढ़ने के बाद आपके दोस्त को टीच करना है, उसको समझाना है. Once you get that particular topic, you read it like that you want to tell to others. जैसे मैं आपके सामने जब भी आता हूँ तो मैं प्रिपेयर करके आता हूँ कि मुझे पहले पता होना चाहिए कि वो आपको क्या पता है. तो वो एंगल से जब मैं पढ़ाई करता हूँ तब मैं कॉन्सेंट्रेट करके पढ़ाई करूंगा, या आई विल फोकस मोर ऑन दैट. If I know that I have to teach this to my friend, that is the one way. Second way, don't go with only reading. Try to have a habit of writing. Try to have a habit of writing. जब तक आप आपके हाथ से नहीं लिखोगे तब तक इधर नहीं जाएगा, तब तक इधर नहीं जाएगा. You have to write it in your own language. आपको लिख के पढ़ाई करनी है. And the third thing that teacher told, that where if there is a paper, tomorrow you have a paper, for example EMA paper is tomorrow, early night you have to take at least 8 hours sleep. उसके पहले रात को आपको at least 8 घंटे पढ़ना है. And believe me, I am also, when I was studying in IIT or in COEP, I was following the same 3 things. Immediately I have forwarded that video to my son. पढ़ाई करते टाइम ऐसे पढ़ाई करें तो आपको दूसरों को पढ़ाना है. पढ़ते टाइम लिख के पढ़ाई का आदत रखो, लिखना है आपको लिखना है. एंड तीसरा चीज क्या है कि एग्जाम से पहले मैं देखता हूँ यहाँ पे, अरे 5 मिनट बचे, मतलब बच्चे 10 मिनट तक बाहर ही पढ़ते रहते हैं. एग्जाम चालू हुआ है, 10 मिनट वो बाहर ही पढ़ रहे हैं. आपका माइंड अगर फ्रेश नहीं है, हाउ यू आर एबल टू रिमेम्बर द थिंग्स. तो ये 3 चीजें आप भी इम्प्लीमेंट कर सकते हो. ये 2 यूनिट की पढ़ाई करने के लिए आपको लिखना पड़ेगा ऑन योर ओन. डोंट गो फॉर द PPTs. नाउ सी, इट्स माय ड्यूटी टू शेयर द PPTs. ये मुझे कब पता चला, जब मैं MIT में आया तब पता चला कि बच्चों को रिसोर्स मटेरियल शेयर करना कंपलसरी है. अदरवाइज इन अदर यूनिवर्सिटीज और कॉलेजेस नो कंपल्सरी. जब मेरा अप्राइजर, मुझे पता याद है 2018-2019 को जब मेरा अप्राइजर का इंटरव्यू हो रहा था, अप्राइजर के इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे DIIT के प्रोफेसर ठाकुर सर आए थे एज ए एक्सटर्नल मेंबर इन दैट पैनल. आई हैव वेरी गुड नोट्स ऑफ माय बेसिक मैकेनिकल इंजीनियरिंग सब्जेक्ट के, बहुत बढ़िया नोट्स मेरे पास अभी भी है. आई हैव रिटन इट इन माय ओन लैंग्वेज और इन माय ओन हैंडराइटिंग, एंड आई हैव पेस्टेड द पिक्चर्स ऑफ द डायग्राम्स इन दैट नोट्स. He had seen that particular notes of that particular subject, and he directly told me that do not share this with the student at all. क्या बोला उन्होंने? Don't share this with the students. Keep it for you only. Ask them to prepare like this one. Ask them to prepare like this. Then only they will learn. Then only they will remember. Then only they can score good marks in the exam. 3 चीजें आप भी इंप्लीमेंट करो आपके इसमें. ये यूनिट का लिख के प्रिपरेशन करो. एक चार्ट बनाओ, आप जहाँ पे आप रोज जाते हो, जहाँ पे आप बेड पे तो रोज जाते हो, तो मोबाइल में ऐसा करने से बजाय वो चार्ट की तरफ देखो. बढ़िया सा नींद भी तुरंत आएगा, क्योंकि वो पढ़ रहे थे आप, जो आपको बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं लगता है ना. दिस इज द साइकोलॉजी ऑफ ह्यूमन. जो चीज बिल्कुल अच्छा नहीं थी वो पढ़ते जाओ, आपको अपने आप नींद आएगी. बट वो कब सोते हो उसके ऊपर भी डिपेंड है. सुबह 4 बजे सो रहे हो तो फायदा नहीं है. कोई तो बोला दोपहर रात को 12 बजे सो के सुबह 6 बजे उठता हो, लेट सोता हो जल्दी उठता हो. 12 बजे लेट हो गया, इसलिए लैब में डाराडोर सो रहे हैं. याद भी नहीं है किधर बैठे क्या कर रहे, कुछ नहीं. ऐसा नहीं है. मेरा अभी भी एवरेज सोने का टाइम 12 से 1 बजे के बीच में. बीवी के गाली खाता हूँ बट फिर भी वो आदत है. एंड स्टिल आई एम वेक अप एट 5:30 in the morning because I have to sit in the bus at 7:20 at any cost. Otherwise खुद का लेता हूँ 5 मिनट रहे. Second way we will have ceramics, then different types like oxide ceramics, ceramic insulator, bioceramics and glasses. We are going to learn about that. Composites, other advanced materials, and some energy materials like energy materials and some nanomaterials. That means what are the materials which are used in energy? Today we are facing a lot of problem about the energy like LPG and all that. So what kind of materials we can use in that, and also after that we are going to have the nanomaterials which we are going to study. So to begin with, the first is polymers. Basically what is polymer? We are going to see the what is polymer. So polymer is derived from the Greek poly means many, mers means units. Poly means many and mers means units, meaning many and parts, many parts respectively. So you can have macromolecules, you can have micromolecules in nature. Polymers are macromolecules built up by the linking together of large number of such smaller molecules. So for example, these are the monomers. Monomers means unit, one single unit. So these are the monomers. If we are going to, after the polymerization technique or after the polymerization treatment happening on that, we can have this kind of polymer which is having a link. So many poly means many monomers are connected together, and that's why the name is polymers. You might have heard, you might have learned this in 12th chemistry as well, or in first year chemistry as well, that what is polymers, what are polymerization techniques. So it is not totally new for you. Okay, you can just recall that particular one. Those who are from first year to second year, they might be knowing in chemistry that you have learned this. For diploma, I think you may have learned somewhere in diploma as well about this one. So small molecules that combine with each other to form polymer molecule are termed as monomers, and the reactions by which they combine together, that reaction is called as polymerization. So many number of monomers are coming together, they go under polymerization process, and after that polymerization process you can have a link of polymers. Now polymers are again classified into different: linear polymer, branch polymer, cross-linked polymers. Likewise classification of polymers is there. How big is the polymer? कितना बड़ा हो सकता है? Polymer can be have any length up to which you want. Okay, so there may be hundreds, thousands, tens of thousands or more monomers molecules linked together in a cycle. Here you can see that example is given. Check out the chain of beads on the right. Imagine each bead is an ethylene unit. ये chain दिया है यहाँ पे. How this chain is going to be formed? Ethylene CH2 coming together to become a polyethylene N number. So the length of this particular chain is going to be decided by this N value. जितने ethylene molecules उसमें होंगे, जितने ज़्यादा ethylene molecules उसमें होंगे, it will form that number of polyethylene members in that particular polymer. Then because there are only, here again they have given only 200 ethylene units in this chain. For example, they have given the number of the ethylene molecules in this particular monomers in this particular chain. They are having 200 ethylene units in this particular chain. That means it is 200 monomers. 200 monomers are there. That and its molecular weight. एक single ethylene molecular weight is 28. कार्बन का 12, हाइड्रोजन का कितना? हाइड्रोजन का कितना? मोलिकुलर वेट. कार्बन कितना? 12 है ना? हाँ? मैं बोल रहा हूँ ये आपको पता है. और हाइड्रोजन का कितना है? 1. तो ये 2 है, 2, 10, 12 प्लस 28 किधर हो रहे हैं? एक मोनोमर का 28 बोला है उन्होंने मोलिकुलर वेट. जस्ट फाइंड इट आउट. इसका मतलब आपको ये भी पता नहीं है, ये भी पता नहीं. ओके, सो molecular weight will be around 5600. Now here question I have intentionally asked the question: if a chain has a molecular weight of 4,20,000, how many ethylene units does it contain? Okay, so यहाँ पे ये question का आंसर आपको चैट जीपीटी से नहीं है, खुद कैलकुलेशन करके करना है. So this you can have. So एक polymeric chain में कितने monomers होंगे? That is going to be decided by its molecular weight and the number of monomers in that. So ये chain में अगर molecular weight is only this much, total polymer का molecular weight अगर मुझे calculate करना है, if I want to find out that weight, in that case I have to find out the single weight of that molecular weight of the monomer, and then I can multiply with the number of monomers. So here So यहाँ पे देखो molecular weight 4,20,000 दिया है. So what is the how many ethylene molecules are there? You have to do the reverse engineering of this one. यहाँ पे reverse calculation करके आप you can find it out. So this is about the length or big or how big polymer can be. Very light in weight. They are very light in weight. Okay. Polymers का classification अगर नहीं, that is for plastics. Plastic का classification कैसे करते हैं? नहीं, sorry, polymers का ही है. Polymer is a kind of plastic, ना? So how it is going to, how polymers are classified? Huh? I am sorry for it. Huh? Anything? Thermoset, thermoplastics. Thermoset, thermoplastics. Huh? So they are very light in weight, excellent strength property. It is not like that कि weight में कम है इसलिए property कम है. Nowadays you will see acrylic sheets. It is also a kind of polymer. Acrylic sheet is more tougher. If you combine it, it will become more tougher than the steel, stronger than the steel. Like हम जो आजकल जो even you can see that in case of engine blocks and all that. Old days we use cast iron for preparing the engine blocks. But nowadays, aluminum blocks are there and research is going on to replace that one with the composite materials. Research is going on and I think some of the high-end cars like Mercedes or Audi, they have tried that particular engine block to prepare from the composite material to reduce the weight but at the same time to increase the strength. Weight कम किया मतलब गाड़ी का weight कम हुआ तो mileage बढ़ गया. As simple as it is. So that research is also going on. Unique flexibility. You can have flexibility in properties or during application also. So it is not कि जैसे thermoplastics we can have toys कैसे बनाते हैं? How toys are going to be prepared? There are different types of shapes. Molds are there. अगर एक बार मैंने उसमें डाला प्लास्टिक, मुझे वो शेप पसंद नहीं आया, उसको फिर से हीट करो, फिर से मेल्ट करो, फिर से दूसरे शेप में डालो. So that is possible with the help of thermoplastics. So flexibility is there. If you don't like the shape, just change the shape. So that is also there. In case of flexibility is there. Very high specific strength. Specific strength. What is strength we know. What is specific word? Why specific is used? The strength per unit volume. Whatever I know. It may be, I may be wrong. But what is specific term जो भी आती है, specific volume or specific weight or specific like that, it is related to the volume of that particular material. So specific strength is also good. Corrosion resistance we know. Excellent tailorability. जैसे मैंने अभी टॉय का एग्जांपल दिया, एक शेप पसंद आया, ठीक है, दूसरा नहीं आया, चेंज करो. That means I can have number of operations I can do. This is only possible with thermoplastics, not with the thermosets. Okay. Airsoft processing and fabrication, low overall cost and adaptability is there. Okay. So these are some features. I think we will stop here. No, we will two slides only. Terminology and agla classification there. Only these two slides. Polymer means many parts and designates the large molecule made upon the smaller repeating unit. Thus the structure of polystyrene can be written as, for example given, polystyrene. So is one styrene unit will be there, styrene monomer will be there. With the polymerization technique it can be converted into polystyrene. Polymers generally have molecular weight greater than about 5,000 but no firm lower limit needs to be defined since the meaning of the word is nearly always clear from its use. The word macromolecule is synonymous with the for the polymer. Micromolecular, macromolecule बोले तो we can have a kind of polymer material. We can have a kind of polymer. And then next slide is about the classification of the polymer. So अभी तक मैं क्या-क्या question पूछ सकता हूँ? What are the features of the polymers? Define polymer, give its unique properties or specific properties of the polymers. Then second question I can have like this. Just draw a flow chart of classification of polymers. तो आपको सिर्फ इतना लिखना है. So इसमें देखो classification based upon the origin, source कहाँ से generate हो रहे हैं, whether they are natural, whether they are artificial. So natural polymers, semi-synthetic polymers, synthetic polymers. So that means this is natural, this is artificial, semi-artificial, like that. Okay. Natural means rubber. what we get from even wood can also become a polymer or composite material, because we can have layers of the different wood sheets on that particular one. So that is also one of the example of that. Then based upon the structure, whether they are linear polymer, branch chain polymers or cross-linked chain polymers. Linear means एक ही लाइन में जा रहा है, ठीक है? ब्रांच मीन्स एक दो पैरेलल पॉलीमर्स है उसको बीच में जोड़ा गया है, या एक ही पॉलीमर है उसको ब्रांचेस है, लाइक अपना डेंड्राइट स्ट्रक्चर जो हमने देखा पिछली बार. ओके, देन सम क्रॉस लिंक पॉलीमर्स मींस दो चेन है, दो पैरेलल पॉलीमर्स के चेन है, दे आर लिंक्ड अक्रॉस ईच अदर, दैट इज क्रॉस लिंक. Based upon the molecular forces, whether they are elastomers, fibers, thermoplastics, thermopolymers. Molecular forces means what? The force between the two molecules, two monomers. How it is strong, how much strong that particular bond between the two monomers. Based upon that, we can also have elastomers, we can have fibers, we can have thermoplastics and thermopolymers. And based upon the modes of polymerization, there are two methods of polymerization. One is called as addition polymerization, another one is called as condensation polymerization. Addition polymerization में there is no byproduct. In condensation there is a byproduct as a water. Okay? So this classification we are